Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources. Latest world news from trusted sources is brought to you by Listen Headlines Daily.
BBC News World. February 24, 5:31 America, New York, Ukraine. Explosions and gunfire heard after Russia launches invasion. Russian forces launch a major military assault, with reports of missile strikes and explosions near major cities.
Washington Post World.
February 24, 5:29 America, New York, China, surprised by sudden Ukraine incursion, denies backing Russian attacks. While Beijing urges calm, Chinese analysts blame the United States and Ukraine for provoking the Russian attack.
Mirror World News. February 24, 5:24 America, New York. Britain could soon be directly at war with Russia after Ukraine invasion, General warns. General Sir Richard Sheriff said it is entirely plausible that Russian President Vladimir Putin could be aiming to revive the Soviet Union as thousands try to flee Ukraine.
Fox World News.
February 24, 5:09 America, New York. How do Ukraine's military capabilities measure up against Russia? Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky warned Russia after it launched an attack on the country overnight Wednesday that for the sake of their freedom, lives, and their children's lives we will defend ourselves.
BBC News World.
February 24, 5:08 America, New York, Ukraine invasion, Kyiv residents seek shelter as blasts hit. Woken by explosions, we knew war had begun. Ukraine's capital is gripped by fear as sirens ring out.
Mirror World News.
February 24, 5:02 America, New York. Ukrainian mourns near body of man killed in Russian strike in harrowing war scene. Harrowing photos from cities across Ukraine including Donbass, Kyiv, Kyiv and Uman show the death and destructions caused by Russian military missile strikes overnight.
New York Times World News.
February 24, 5 o'clock America, New York. Surviving migrants at Greek border say they were left to die. The four men recalled a night of exhaustion, cold and fear when 19 died after being forced across the Turkish border. A view of the area near Ipsala, Turkey, where several of the 19 migrants who died earlier this month were found.
BBC News World.
February 24, 4:56 America, New York. In pictures, Russia launches assault on Ukraine. Russian forces have crossed Ukraine's borders, bombing military targets near big cities.
Fox World News.
February 24, 4:51 America, New York. Ukraine's UN ambassador confronts Russian counterpart, there is no purgatory for war criminals. An 11th-hour United Nations meeting seeking to stem potential fighting between Ukraine and Russia produced a rare, spontaneous exchange between the countries' representatives.
New York Times World News.
February 24, 4:44 America, New York. EU plans tougher sanctions on Russia but aims to protect its own interests. Diplomats said several European Union members were concerned about certain sectors of Russia's economy that could be penalized. European Union leaders will meet in Brussels on Thursday in an effort to approve a second round of sanctions against Russia. Mirror World News.
February 24, 4:42 America, New York. Ukraine president says, "We need help, and we need blood," as Russia invades. The Ukrainian president Volodymyr Zelensky has said he will give guns to every Ukrainian who wants them to help fight back against the Russian invasion which began today.
Mirror World News. February 24, 4:42 America, New York. Boris Johnson will address nation today on Ukraine and give 5 p.m. statement to Parliament. The Prime Minister will give a 5 p.m. statement to the UK Parliament where he is expected to unveil a new package of sanctions against Russia, after addressing the nation on TV later this morning.
Wall Street Journal World News. February 24, 4:25 America, New York. Russian invasion of Ukraine forges new unity for NATO. The end of the Cold War and years of relative peace in Europe left NATO without a clear mission. Russian aggression has given the alliance a new unity of purpose.
Mirror World News. February 24, 4:21 America, New York. Devastated fiancé of Brit mauled to death by shark says she was luckiest woman alive. Jessie Ho has broken her silence following the tragic death of her soulmate, Simon Nellist, 35. Who was the first person to be killed by a shark in the Little Bay area of Sydney, Australia.
New York Times World News.
February 24, 421 America New York, sad coda for lovelorn octogenarians who absconded through Outback. Terry Gibbs was apprehended after abducting his longtime partner from her nursing home and setting out on a 3,000-mile journey. 7 weeks later, they died 2 days apart. The remote Warrakarna area in Western Australia.
Washington Post World.
February 24, 4:12 America New York, UN Food Agency says 13 million Yemenis may face starvation. The head of the UN Food Agency has warned that 13 million Yemenis are headed for starvation due to a protracted civil conflict and a lack of funding for humanitarian aid.
BBC News World.
February 24, 3:57 America New York, Ukraine conflict. What we know about the invasion. Russia has launched a large-scale military attack on its southern neighbor. Here's what we know.
Mirror World News. February 24, 3:54 America New York, Ukraine president defiantly says, "We will double UN as Russia launches full-scale invasion." Russian President Volodymyr Zelensky has urged his people not to panic and stay strong as Russian military strikes of Ukrainian cities overnight claim multiple lives.
New York Times World News.
February 24, 3:42 America New York, Ukraine's military is outgunned by Russia despite West support. The country's forces will hold up as long as there are bullets, a top general said in December. But, he added, without delivery of reserves, there's not an army in the world that can hold out. Ukrainian soldiers in Donetsk Oblast, Ukraine, last week.
Mirror World News.
February 24, 3:34 America New York, Russia-Ukraine war, thousands attempt to flee capital Kyiv moments after missile strike. In the early hours of this morning, Russian President Vladimir Putin announced the invasion of Ukraine and attacked the country on multiple fronts alongside bombarding its cities with missiles.
Fox World News.
February 24, 3:25 America New York, Ukraine's president appeals to Russian citizens. The truth must be known. Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky made an appeal to Russian citizens to explain his views on Russian aggression towards his country, saying he does not want a war but that his country will defend itself against hostilities.
Time.
February 24, 3:24 America New York, Putin wants revenge not just against Ukraine but the U.S. and its allies. When Vladimir Putin declared war early Thursday morning, he did not set Ukraine as his ultimate target. The Russian leader focused instead on the U.S. and its allies, placing them at the center of a speech that set the night's invasion in motion.